How to qualify your leads and find interested client. Picture this. You are in an alleyway, and to your left, there's a line of bucket labeled with different niches. Landscaping, plumbing, HVAC, roofing, and on and on and on and on. You decide to leap in one of the bucket, and then there it is again. You are transported into a different alleyway. But on your left, same things. A line of buckets labeled with now pain points. I can't get enough clients. My employees aren't respecting me. My client aren't staying with me. I can't hire enough employees. I can't get enough client. Those on and on and on. Once again, you pick the one that you related to the most. And there it is. You are in an alleyway. But this time, you look to your left. There's no bucket. Empty. Nothing, no bucket. Not anything. But you look ahead. There's a man in a blue hat holding out his hand and whispered, "Join me. I know your pain point and your niches." Scared, you turn tail and run. And this is what a lot of marketing get wrong. They miss the opportunity to pitch the interested client because they do not qualify them enough. They did not put out enough bucket for the client to jump in. So they just ran and ran away. They're not running away from the problem they have, but to another company to understand them better. Here's is how I go about qualifying my leads. And if you stay to the end of this video, I will show you how you can do all of this automatically. First step is research. It is the pre-interaction qualifying. Doing research is the first step to understanding your client. Whether you go into the lead list and finding them, find an initial client through LinkedIn, LeadRock scraping, Apollo, Seamless, those type of tools that have the client data. And once you have done that, you can go into a deeper step and find what their niche is. A lot of tools do this automatically, but if you are just meeting someone, say outside, and you got their card, you go in, you look for a name, look for the company, understand what they do before you give them a call. The more information that you can gather before making that initial interaction, the higher chance that that client will close with you. If you show that you have understand the client just on a decent level, then you can get into the door. So for example, something that I do is before I reach out to any client, I gotta make sure that I know their company name, obviously know their phone number and their email and their full names. So that's the four criteria I typically look for. Oftentimes I see their website, their in the industry they're in, and that's typically the main research I do. From there, I can say doing the first initial outreach, like, hey, I know that you're from this X company, and I was wondering if you need any help doing pain point, any sort of pain point they have, or anything that you've seen in the past. Then you can add another layer of qualification to that. Would be like, hey, I know that you're in this industry and I've been helping this industry. So I've been helping a lot of business brokers to help them get 5 to 10 qualified seller. Qualified seller is something that business broker look for, and I've done my research and I know that. So that's what I would do to create the first initial message. Do the research. It's either you can go look video online. You can search like, hey, what does roofing company do? Hey, what does business broker do? And look at their website, see what their mission is about. It's like, hey, I saw that you are completely into giving to charity. I can relate to that. Something like that that help you connect with the client. Research is the first and the most important things when you start reaching out to people. 2. So step 2 is I create what I call qualifying funnels. So what a qualifying funnels, it basically put them through different step and ask them different questions. So for example, for my client that come in, obviously I did the research and I put them in the first step. So a specific niche. So they would be business broker. That would be the first bucket they jump in. You don't have to make them jump through that bucket, but they automatically label themselves as business broker on the internet. So you already know their niche. They are business brokers. And then I would separate them into different categories. So there are 2 categories or 3 categories that business broker can fall into: small business broker, larger business broker, which is basically any business broker that are taking small businesses but as well as large business 5 million and above. And then you got M&A advisor that take any businesses that are above 5 million, 10 million. Those are the larger boys. So those are the 3 bucket that I let my business broker jump in. Oftentimes, most of my lead jump in the first bucket. Some I have some in the second buckets, and rarely I have some M&A advisor jump in the last bucket. Okay, once you have find out those 3, you add another qualifying funnels. So the next qualifying funnels I put them through is the type of client they target. So first would be they target landscaping completely. They target any home service businesses. There's a lot of industry that they target, so there's going to be a lot of buckets for people to jump in through those. And from there, I can maybe group them into categories. So if they only target landscaping, I know that they would be in the home service bucket. If they only target like construction company, I would kind of put them in the construction bucket. Or if they target logistic company, largest company, manufacturing company, logistic over there. So you have different buckets for different broker. The more information that you know about them, the better. That's why I keep a notebook like this. So it's just a simple notebook. Every single time I talk to a client, I write down what they want. So this guy, he's in Georgia, manufacturing, logistic. That's his bucket. This guy, he's in commercial, real estate. So those type of things. Next, once you have created those buckets, you would find their pain points. So when you find their pain points, this could be through a call. So this after you have say, hey, I can help you find these type of client, or hey, I can I have a couple clients that you could probably talk to. Would you be open to hopping on a call? Then that's when you find their pain point. This is the most important funnel because most people would just start with, "Hey, I'm a business broker. Would you be open to for a talk?" You are not really qualifying anyone there before you make your pitch. You say, "Hey, I help business broker in general." That would be your pitch if you just put them through the first two, and then you add another one. Will be the niche. Hey, I help business broker that are in the M&A space to get landscaping leads. You see what I'm saying here? And then the last one would be like, hey, I help business broker to get seller client. That would be their pain point. They can't get enough sellers. So that would be their pain point. And I would often find this through one, an interview, or two, an actual calls with them. Now I'm doing a lot of calls every single time that I learn what their niche is. I go in, make the call. I was like, hey, this is Quan. It's nice talking to you on the phone. Just wondering if you had any problems with finding your clients. Say, oh no, what I have a problem with is I can't find enough employees. People will like to talk once you have talked to them enough. That is why once I've chatted with them a bit on the phone, on the text message, I try to go on the phone as fast as possible. So if say like, hey, would you mind telling me what business you target? And they say, yeah, blah blah blah. Oh, I see. I have targeted those businesses in the past. Would you mind hopping on a call with me? Something like that. Then just try to push toward that call because that create a better connections and you can learn about the client a bit better. Then once you get to their pain point, you can learn what type of solution they want. So you can pitch them different solution. So for example, on my full funnel, what I typically do is I learn about who they are, what they target, and what's their pain point. Extra step to that is what they have tried, what they want to try. So it's like, hey, what have you tried in the past that have worked and that haven't? I know that they have tried email that haven't worked. They have tried ad that haven't worked. They try Facebook that didn't work for them. Why? They say because my client don't receive well on Facebook. I said, okay, I understand. Have you tried SMS before? They're like, huh? No, I haven't. I have heard of it, but I never get a chance of trying it. It's like, hey, what we do is we have helped people have, that are in this space and that are not getting clients to get them 5 to 10 qualified clients through SMS. So you know the solution. That's basically my end of the funnel. So once I know their solution, I basically pitch them. That's the most qualification that I really go through. You can always take it a step further and ask if they are in this business for what and for who, and trying to make that last drive, which is their mission, and to kind of add that to. I kind of pick what they values as we talk. So their pain point would be, hey, I can't get enough client. Why? I can't get enough client because I spend time with my family a lot. That would be one of their values. They enjoy spending time with their client, with their family. I mean, with their family. So you can add an extra step to that and find their pain point. A lot of time they would just sprinkle in their pain point, and you should be able to pick it up without asking the question. But a question that I typically ask is, if 6 months from now I can solve your problem, you're getting more than enough client, and you can bring in everything that you need, so I can solve your problem. What would you do then? I was like, okay, so if I had enough client and I'm making enough money, I would probably go and spend time with my family. I would probably go and enjoy in a sport or something like that. I was like, okay, hey, I can help you today. and I can find you your interested client, and we can do this automatically so you can find the time to enjoy your hobbies. Boom. Get them thinking ahead. So it's like, hey, 6 months from now, not even 6 months, just give it 2 weeks, and I can get this campaign running, and you'll be getting so much client that you don't even know what to do with. And at that point, you say, hey, Quan, you gotta stop this. I'm getting too much client, and from now on, what I'll be doing is I'll work on these clients, I'll make enough money, and I'll go and enjoy life. Get them thinking ahead. That's how you close client better. Find their pain point, and I look for the red button. A lot of clients have a red button, so every single time that they mention something that they're qualifying value. So hey, this is, I want this to be budget. Hey, I want this to be effective. Hey, I want this to be qualified. That's the red button right there. I want more free time. I want to save money. Blah blah blah. Just once you have learned what the red button is, keep pressing it. Just say, hey, I have helped many people save their time, and after they work with me, they have been able to go and enjoy free time with their family. Hey, this is probably the cheapest you can get it. If you go out and buy this for yourself, you would probably be ending up spending $10,000, $20,000. But say that was our price. Would you, and we deliver the result, would you think that's worth it? They'd be like, huh, maybe. Yeah, so that raised their preconceived values, and all you gotta do is drop the price, and that difference that's right there allows you to make them make sense of what they're buying. So, oh, I'm getting $20,000 in value, but I'm only paying $3,000. I'm saving money. That's budgeting, but realistically, you're just raising their preconceived values. So yeah, that was a bit of a tangent on how to do sales and stuff like that. But back to qualifying it. Once you have find all of their funnel step, the next step that I would do is a lot of these deals will always never fell through. A really good closer oftentimes close 20-30%, and that's that. So to increase your chance of closing next time, what I would do is I would label this. After you talk to them, you would label it either using it what I have or label it on a CRM. And so every single time that you just happen to run on a campaign and talk to them again, and they're interested in talking to you again, you can go in and mention what we talk about, and just kind of continue with the conversation from there. Or I haven't really done this, but if you, after talking to them, label them as like, hey, they are interested in landscaping leads, okay? Put that in the system, label them as interested in landscaping, make a funnel out of it, make an automation out of it, put them through, and that will help them convert better. Wait a month or so they forget about you. So that's step number 3. I also talk about step number 4. Just basically, step number 4 is just reapproach, and you just re-qualify them again, see what their current problem is, see if they solve their problem or not, and offer them a better solution that fit them once you do the research. This may take 2 or 3 calls. If you're a really good closer, it might just take you the first calls, and that's it. If you are not doing enough research, you won't be to close them a first call. You have to wait 2 to 3 calls later when they are in the right mindset to close. So this is what I promised at the end of the video, which is automation. How can you do all of this automatically? So what I have is I'm on the CRM. So let me just show you this. So this is what I have. This is how I've qualified my client. So I have these funnel steps right here. Reply interested, follow up interested, appointment set, appointment no show, financial request, contract reminder, sign listing, purchase agreement, sign, and a 1. So that would be my funnel step. And every single time that a client replied, already reply interested, look, I just replied this. They start from reply interested, and after we do this, it's like, okay, they're not at this time. So they're no longer interested. That would just be a reply client. There we go. That will allow us to go in here and see what type of client they are. So yeah, there we go. That's how I basically do this. I also have, I can't show you this. I would get my video block. But basically, all my client are labeled. So all my client are labeled with like reply interested and who they're assigned to. Oftentimes also label what things they're in. So right here, they're in transportation, trucking, and road rail. So that would be their business. So that's how I qualify my client before the calls. And yeah, that's how you can do this automatically. Create your funnel step, add automation to it, and just drag the appointment through. If you do want something like this, I have a free course down below, or if you want me to build it, just book a call with me below. You can check out my free course and see how this works. You can build this for yourself. So yeah, that's basically what I have. And if you have any questions, just comment down below. So this is how you create that infinite alley or bucket for your client and get to the point that they're saying, hey, come on, just give me a pitch, man. Because they're so familiar with you and the way that you're doing business. It's like, okay, if I just keep jumping to this, when will this end? Just come on, end this and pitch me. And this is something that I'm interested in, I'm ready for it. So the point of qualifying your client is, one, give you enough information to pitch them, and two, give them enough time to be ready for your pitch. A lot of people, once you hop on the just first call, they'll be like, okay, you have asked enough question, or I have satisfied my curiosity and my skepticism. You can pitch me now. They would say, hey, how much does this cost, and how will we make money together? That's your cue to pitch, and boom, 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 pitch. They say yes, or they say no. Just go off there. So that's how you do sales, and that's just basically one small part of my system. That's it, just one tiny part of my system. If you do want a full system, like I said, check out the video description for my course, for my free course, or just book a call with me if you want me to build it for you. So that's how you do it. Other than that, later.